this shit that they try to sell us about Darlie being innocent and how victimized they are. Let's run this by you real quick.
Anyways, regardless, I'm getting a lot of feedback from the not so friendly support groups, I guess you would call them, or probably more, I would call them gangs.
None of us run in gangs. There's a lot of people that believe the same thing. People we believe that Darlie's guilty. People keep saying your friend this and your friend that. Most of us, the only thing that we have in common is the case. People seem to think that me and Pamela Lakes Collins are in cahoots or something, like we're BFFs or something. She's my friend. I appreciate her, but we don't talk about anything outside the Darlie Routier case on Facebook. Nothing. If it's not case related, me and Pam don't talk about it. She's an associate. I'm an associate of hers. Or I care about her. She cares about me. But we maintain a friendship based on this cause.
Because it's damn near criminal what they do.
Damn near criminal what they do. Now listen to this. Listen to this lie she's about to tell. This is another lie she's going to tell. She's going to give us some bullshit information. Watch this.
Particular groups are so very vile that this last week, after a Darlie supporter, somebody that believes in Darlie's innocence, made some comments in Darlie's favor, she was supporting, they actually called her from Facebook.
Somebody called her from Facebook. That means the Facebook mobile app.
An unidentified number, an unidentified profile.
Facebook doesn't have phone numbers. When you call someone, it tells you Cindy's calling, Pamela's calling, so-and-so's calling. Facebook doesn't have numbers. An unidentified person. Now listen to the lie this bitch tells.
And threatened her that they would kill her and that somebody should take her child away because she supports Darlie. That's just flat out ignorance.
It's flat out ignorance if you believe that someone called and threatened to kill someone else over the Darlie Routier case using Facebook. Okay, because if someone really thought that threat, or if there was, let's say that it was a real threat. Let's say Facebook holds every account's data for 18 months. You grab the number of the person that called you because it'll still be in your messenger. You report that to Facebook. You call 911. Facebook can subpoena the records from that account that called you. And you can find out exactly who it is. So that's how I know it didn't happen. Somebody actually called her and threatened to kill her, but she didn't get any law enforcement involved, and she didn't subpoena Facebook because she was so scared. You're a fucking liar, Danelle. Nobody did that.
And I'm pretty sure that there could be some criminal charges connected to that in itself.
Now, wait a minute. You just said they were unidentified Facebook, unidentified number, but now there could be charges. Who are they going to charge? You're pretty sure there could be some criminal charges? Against who? Look at her face. She's a liar. She's a liar. This woman is a liar. No, you can't call someone from Facebook anonymously. You can call in a Facebook screen name, but you can't call anonymously. You can be found out if you threaten someone over Facebook, even under a fake name. They could have the information who sent that call, who made that call within a day, and they will. You're a liar.
Terroristic threats, maybe. Yeah. So
that's not a terroristic threat. If someone says they're coming to kill you, that's aggravated menacing. Threat by harm, by intent to kill. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, carries a year up in prison. If it's over the state lines, you can get in trouble for a little bit of it being over the state line.
I'm going to defend my video again because it spurred from the silly string video, and I want you to know that, to the best of my knowledge and my entire family's knowledge, nobody invited the media to the gravesite.
He's a damn liar. Joe Munoz was invited to the gravesite by Darlie Key. She is a damn liar. How'd they get there? All they had to do was say, no, we don't want to be filmed. We're grieving right now. But instead, Darlie's after, if you knew Devin and David, you would know they were up in heaven having the biggest birthday party ever. She wasn't saying, we don't want to talk to the media. The media was invited. You're a fucking liar.
We had nothing to do with them showing up. Here's how it works.
You didn't tell them to leave, did you? You didn't say, we're just grieving too much for Devin and Damon right now. We don't really want to get on here and smile and tell you that gossip is the biggest evil in the world.
When you're involved in something sensational like what we were involved in, the media will follow you and they will have somebody staked out near your house, or they will pay people, i.e. your neighbors, or somebody that lives close by you, and or somebody that knows the family. They will pay them for tips.
Media doesn't usually pay for tips. Generally, they don't give you cash for tips. Now, if you're a videographer, and let's say you hear on the police radio that a crime is going on over here, and you get out there and start filming that crime, and you capture that, you can get paid for that. I've done that. But you can't get paid for just information.
So basically, they just sit around and wait for somebody to say, hey, just got wind, they're going to go have a celebration for Devin on this date. That could be one reason why they showed up. We did not call them and tell them.
Yes, you did. You didn't. They keep a lot of stuff from you. They keep a lot of stuff from you, right? Because you also claim that you didn't know anything about your daddy and Darlie.
Or they could have showed up because they were casing the gravesite like they do. They knew that it was Devin's birthday because that had already been released to the public. And they probably drove by and saw, oh, look, they're having a prayer service. We were there for 3 hours. That gave them a very long time.
Fucking liar. They invited KXAX Joe Munoz through Darlie Key to come out to the gravesite to get the exclusive interview with Darlie Routiers. They invited them. Now, let's say, if she wants to claim they didn't, all she would have to do, if they didn't want to talk to the media, all they'd have to do is say, we don't want to talk to you. We don't want you here. If you notice this, they were really upset about the police department recording, bugging the website, the gravesite. They're really upset about being recorded in public when it came to the police. But they didn't file that same suit on Joe Munoz and KXAX. They weren't bothered that the media was there. They invited them. She's a fucking liar.
For them to notify their crew and somebody show up. It's a reporter and a cameraman. That's all it takes. That's all that was there. They showed up in their van. They asked us if they could film. We didn't think anything was wrong.
You didn't think anything was wrong. That's an invite to film. But I know that they called ahead of time. I know they were waiting for Darlie to get there. I know that Darlie, they struck a deal with KXAS to pay for travel fees and motel fees for the family to come down from Altoona, Pennsylvania. That was the agreement. And that's exactly what happened. They paid it. Not only were they invited, they paid for some travel fees and some hotel fees.
They filmed. We celebrated Devin. We sang him happy birthday. We had flowers. We had balloons, and we sprayed silly string. It was not something that we planned. We did not know it was going to happen. We did not invite them. But it doesn't matter if
you did invite them, and it was something you planned, because they sent out the invitations to the little kids in the neighborhood, right? And they got back with them and said, well, due to the extenuating circumstances, we're not going to have that party over at Rest Haven. How did the kids know to show up if you didn't have it planned? How did the kids from the neighborhood know to show up there that day? They've already said that they told everybody to just come there. She didn't want the kids in the neighborhood to be upset.
They showed up because we weren't doing anything wrong. We were loving a baby boy that was taken far too soon, that we loved. We missed terribly. We were out of our mind with grief. Nothing was really rational or made sense at that moment. Like, it was all completely ridiculous. If you can't even wrap your head around how distraught and upset we were, then you're not going to understand what our actions were like following the events. We still defend what we did as appropriate because we felt that it was appropriate. Because what is appropriate when you're celebrating a 7-year-old baby that you loved and was killed? There is nothing. There's no way to make it feel right. There's nothing about a funeral that feels right. There's nothing about a goodbye that feels right. So it is what it is. To the ladies and gentlemen that are sending my videos to the non-supporters, it's okay. I don't mind. I would prefer you guys to comment, though, and let me know that you're here. Maybe express your concerns. Maybe tell me.
Well, you can't. It doesn't matter if you mind or not. When you put something on social media like these lies that you continue to tell about your sister, then that's for everybody. The internet now owns it. We care less if you mind or not. And when we try to comment to you, you are dismissive, rude, hateful, mean. You won't listen to nothing nobody's got to say. You don't even look at somebody's other opinion. I look at the opinions of supporters. I look at what they're saying. I'm waiting for one day for you to show me something that makes sense, so I can tell you, hey, that makes sense. And there's been times in the past where supporters have said things that made sense, but not enough to show me that she's not guilty. You're a liar, Danelle. You are a liar.
Tell me what you think happened. Maybe give me some kind of direction that you would like me to go in.
She said she's asking the non-supporters to comment under her videos and tell what we think may have happened. We think she killed them. We think she killed them little boys. That's what we think. Is that not obvious from our groups? And we do, and you get nasty and snarky, like your mother.
I will not go on your page and argue with you.
Oh, yes, you will. Yeah, you will. You can't come on our pages and argue with us. You can't. Your arguments go nowhere with us. We don't sniff the Darlie dust.
You the case because some people, I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it. If some people are not gifted the gift of common sense, if some people are not gifted rational thought or intelligence, you cannot teach them that. And I refuse to argue with somebody that...
Thank you. Thank you for letting us know that we can't teach you.
Can't see it for what it is. Not everything in the case makes sense because we don't know exactly what happened because we weren't there.
We do know exactly what happened. We don't have to be there. The evidence is there.
And that's okay. But I want you to know that they were not invited there. That
we're invited there. She's a fucking liar. And all of us non-supporters know that.
if we had invited them there, we would have invited them to the prayer service. They would have been there to videotape that, not just the silly string and the gum chewing. I was there. I sprayed silly string. I chewed gum. I wasn't medicated. Darlie was heavily medicated. Does that mean that I'm responsible as well?
Darlie was heavily medicated. What prescriptions was she getting, and was she using drugs illegally?
Well, I wasn't. I didn't do anything wrong. Spraying silly string and singing happy birthday to a baby that you loved is not wrong.
Unless you're accused of killing that baby that you loved.
If you choose to make that an evil thing, that tells me more about your character than it does about our character, because we did it from a place of innocence. We did not know that we were suspects, that Darlie and Darren were suspects. We did not know that they were coming for us. We had just...
So, 12 days after the murders, Darlie did not know that she was a suspect. But that whole group of law enforcement, FBI, CSI profilers, independent crime scene investigators, all of them, they blamed Darlie within 20 minutes of them being there, right? Didn't know Darlie was a suspect.
Received some really promising news from Mr. Patterson himself, so we felt like it was coming. They're going to arrest somebody, and we felt that in that moment that it was okay for us to have a breath of air and do something that felt right to us.
What he did is he stopped them at the Home Depot department on the way over to the celebration of life for Devin, as they call it, because the police did know they were going there. And James Patterson had Darren and I believe Danelle and Darlie meet him at the Home Depot there in Rowlett before they went to the service, and they told her that they got some fingernail scrapings and they have some DNA under the fingernails, and they're getting real close to finding out who this is. Right before Darlie got there. More reason for her to be happy and giddy and singing songs and saying they should be here. You can see her laying her head on Dana, and hug her and say they should be here. Darlie was fucking relieved. By the time she got there, she was happier and shit because they wasn't looking at her, she thought.
So we did. I'm sorry that people are being attacked for supporting Darlie, but this has been our entire life. People
don't get attacked for supporting Darlie. People get attacked when they lie about the Darlie case and it's proven to them and shown that they lie, and then they become nasty. That's when we get nasty back. I have no problem with somebody who supports Darlie, but I'm not going to let you support her blindly.
7 years of people attacking us for supporting our loved ones, and I'm not going to stop now.
Well, they might just be attacking you because you're a lying bitch. Just like that Facebook post that you put up there about me. Oh, he's doing everything he can. He's doing this, he did that. And they're going to lie and say somebody called and threatened one of your supporters through Facebook. Just no identity. We don't know who it is. There's no identifying number, but there's criminal charges. You're an idiot.
Darlie's innocent and she'll be home. And when all this new DNA comes out and all of the fingerprints that are going to be ran, whatever those outcomes are, it's going to relieve all of your doubt. Whoever you are that hates Darlie, that
nobody hates Darlie. You poor Darlie. We hate what she's doing and what you're doing right now. Disregarding those little boys.
That doubts Darlie. It's okay. The truth will come out and you'll see, and we'll be rectified in all of the wrongs that y'all have done to us. Everything will be corrected.
We have done to you, poor victim. Poor you. We haven't done anything to you. You're worse than your sister.
So I appreciate all the supporters, and I also appreciate the people that are doubters, because it gives me an opportunity to continue to support and advocate for my sister, and I will continue to do so. All right. I love you guys so much.
We can tell how much you appreciate us by how you block us and remove comments. I don't even waste my time on your TikTok trying to get under there. I do it like this. I catch you like this with your own fucking words. So comment under the comment section below if you feel like someone anonymously from Facebook, an anonymous profile, made a call to a supporter. The supporter answered the Facebook call, even though they didn't know who it was. They had to have answered it to receive a death threat. And she did nothing about it. If you have a legitimate death threat over a Facebook call, it's recorded. You can believe that. And a Facebook profile can be tracked very easily. You're a fucking liar. Justice for Devin and Damon Routiers.